Maybe right now, as you are watching this video, things feel really tough. You might think that what started as a short-term financial crisis has now become your new reality. You don't feel like doing anything, you have lost the desire to start something new, and you have no motivation. More and more, it feels like the opportunities are gone, and it seems like the whole world is against you. And world isn't always a friendly place for someone stuck in a financial pit. And this nightmare can go endlessly. You might wake up 5 or 10 years from now in a total mess if you don't start taking concrete steps right now to push off from the bottom. You may ask, what steps? That's exactly what this video is about. Today I want to share some powerful tools that once worked for me, and I'm absolutely sure that can work for you too. Even if everything seems okay right now, I'm convinced these tools will help you avoid slipping into a bad emotional state later. It doesn't matter how many degrees you have or what you do for a living. What matters is that you try to apply these tools, and the results won't take long to show, especially if you apply them all. So as always, watch until the end. I'm not saying this to trick you with the YouTube algorithm. I'm saying it so you can see, feel and truly understand each of these elements and how they are all interconnected. Let me start with a confession. I have personally gone through many crises. I have lost faith in myself. And the strange thing is, the higher I climbed in terms of self-development, the harder the felt and the deeper the hopelessness. At one point I hit such a dark emotional state that I couldn't stay in that psychological hole any longer. Something had to change drastically. Because if I had stayed in those negative thoughts, I might have never made it out. But I did make it out, which means you can too. In fact, maybe right now, watching this video, you think things aren't even that bad. But then the question is, what made you open this video? And the truth is, instead of facing the problem, we often hope it will just go away on its own. We convince ourselves everything is fine and under control. Meanwhile, we kept living our usual lives, going to our favorite cafes, meeting up with friends in the evening, making expensive purchases, getting a new iPhone and so on. But the problems just keep growing. That's why, first of all, it's important to drop the ego and admit, I'm in a really bad place and accept it. Secondly, it's crucial to understand that no one around you truly cares. Everyone is living with their own problems, even your closest friends, family and loved ones. When you are down in that hole, you have to rely only on yourself. And as long as you stay down there, the people around you will stay emotionally distant too. If you want their help or support, you have to start climbing out at least a little. Your unwillingness to recognize the problem will hold you back, and over time things will only get worse. So the first step is to accept and acknowledge your situation, not with panic, but with a clear and conscious mind. The next tool is what I call take care of your body. I know you might feel overwhelmed right now, like you can't even get out of bed, let alone think about exercise, but trust me, this is one of the most effective life hacks, and I will explain why. The mistake most people make in crisis is that instead of trying to save themselves, they pull themselves even deeper into a state of total hopelessness, making it even harder to get out. Many people turn to alcohol. Some try to cope with food, eating away their emotions, and end up gaining weight, feeling even worse. This is how people end up destroying themselves more and more. So remember, no matter what you are going through right now, whether it's a divorce, business problems or debt, if you are at rock bottom, chances are you simply don't have a clear plan. And while you are trying to figure out how to get out of this mess, the best thing you can do is start with yourself, specifically with your body. There is a great rule a friend once told me. If you don't know where to start, start with your body. So build a routine, eat healthy and work out regularly. That's exactly what you need to do if you are feeling stuck. And do it every single day. You will start generating energy regardless of circumstances. Because energy comes from movement, even the smallest amount. If you are lying on the couch, feeling sorry for yourself, energy just has nowhere to come from. So start taking care of yourself, notice the improvements, and soon enough you will start seeing results. And when you do, you will thank yourself for pulling it together in time. You will start enjoying the process of change and you will want even more progress. That positive momentum will give you a huge boost of inner energy. You will realize that change is possible. And soon, the energy you have gained through movement will start showing up in other areas of your life, like your work, your business, your family, because results in fitness are never just about fitness. They ripple out into everything you do. So, tool number two, physical movements. Always remember that powerful line that helped me time and time again. If you don't know where to start, start with your body. Now let's move on to the third tip. If you are at rock bottom but still living your usual lifestyle, buying new clothes, dining at expensive or Michelin-starred restaurants, then you are making a huge mistake. Just like I did once. The third tool I want to give you today is this. Cut all unnecessary expenses and rework your financial system from the ground up. Move into a cheaper apartment, switch to a more frugal lifestyle, stop spending money on things you don't need, and ditch the luxury. The truth is, when you are in a crisis, you are already under a ton of stress. If you keep living as if nothing's wrong, you will just dip yourself deeper into a financial pit that's hard to get out of. Right now, you need to cover only your basic needs. Replace any expensive hobbies with free sources of energy. Go for a run in the park, take a trip to the forest with your friends to pick mushrooms or whatever. That costs absolutely nothing. Your new motto should be get the most out of life with what you have. And if your ego doesn't like that, then that's exactly why you should do it. Because those outdated wallpapers in a cheap rental apartment will be the best motivation to fight your way back to the life you had. Interestingly, many people are afraid to lower their lifestyle, but they are not afraid to stay broke. So how does that make sense? Help yourself out. Remind yourself that this is temporary, maybe a month, maybe 6 months, maybe a year. But if you don't do it now, you will definitely stay in that hole for a very long time, maybe even forever. But that's not all. There is another big mistake people make when they feel like life has left them behind. They immediately try to find a way to make millions or even billions. They dream about making money from the couch. By now, hopefully, nobody needs to be told that money doesn't work that way. Don't think about launching the next startup that will change the world. Don't try to invent the next Apple, Microsoft, or Tesla when you are just at the bottom. Your focus only should be on covering your basic expenses first of all. So please don't forget about this. Maybe someday you will launch something brilliant, but that won't happen when you are completely drained. So tool number 4, cover your basic needs first. Where to begin? Just calculate how much money you need to cover your own essentials. Housing, family, food, health care, or so on. All based on Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Then find one stable source of income that covers those needs. And if your basic needs are too high, then it's time to reduce them. Only when your foundation is stable, when you are not worried about yourself, your kids, or your partner, will you be able to focus on bigger goals. If your focus goals is to pay off debt, focus on that first and start paying it off. Now that your main task is clear, your next step is to find ways to solve it. If you are working on a regular job, think about how you can improve your position. Create a solid resume, send it out to top companies, build strong profiles on every job platform out there. The next tool is rhythm, also known as discipline. Only a steady rhythm, daily habits, and consistent effort will help you climb out of a crisis. Never rely solely on luck. In fact, there might be no luck at all. One of the biggest mistakes people make when they hit rock bottom and try to take a few steps forward is giving up too soon. Often, results are just a matter of repetition. You have to increase your chances by increasing the number of attempts. There is a reason why everyone talks about 10,000 tries needed to achieve a breakthrough. When you are in a tough spot, you can't just sit around waiting for a random success to fall from the sky, because it won't. It's rhythm and routine that matter. You wake up, have breakfast, do a short meditation, go to work, then hit the gym in the evening. Don't forget how important exercise is. We have already talked about that. After dinner, spend some time on yourself and your growth. Read something, watch something meaningful, but without falling into the black hole of social media. Then go to bed. Repeat every single day. Stick to the rhythm. Yes, of course, it sounds tough, and it is. But unlike endlessly waiting for luck, this kind of consistent self-work always brings results. It's just a matter of time. And honestly, the mindset of waiting for a miracle without action probably got you to where you are right now. Now let's move on to the final tools. The sixth essential component for guaranteed recovery from crisis is writing daily reports and practicing self-reflection. And by the way, reflection doesn't mean winning why is everything so bad, why is the world so cruel. No, it means honest analysis. What time did you wake up? What food did you eat? Did you stick to your routine? Did you work out and take care of your body? You log all of this into a spreadsheet and do deeper review once a week. Compare your results, track your progress, and you can ask why. Simply to get clear feedback and ask yourself honestly, am I fooling myself or not? That's the only way to know whether you are truly taking action that changes you or just going through the motions, checking box, doing it all in your head. Because sometimes we feel like we have done so much, but when we write it all down, it turns out we have done almost nothing. I don't know if this has ever happened to you, but it definitely has to me. You feel like you crushed it, then grab a sheet of paper, list everything and actually did. And it's almost blank. If this has ever happened to you, share it in the comments. I would love to read your stories. Now comes to the most important part. Without it, none of the tools I have shared so far will actually work. When you hit rock bottom, you need to realize one important thing. Every person who has ever gone through a crisis has eventually made it out, as long as they took the right steps. And most of them came out of it with even more energy and strength than before. So really, the only thing you need to do is believe in yourself. That brings us to the seventh tool. Believe in yourself and in a brighter future, no matter how cliché that might sound. Wake up and tell yourself, everything going to be okay. I have got this, Today will be even better than yesterday. I believe in myself, I will achieve what I set out to do. And here is something important. Don't just tell yourself you're confident or smart or capable. Visualize your actions. That's the key. Visualize the steps, not the end results. Not the fancy car, the beach villa, the Rolls Royce or the Ferrari. That's what most people do. They imagine a perfect future, but I recommend you to visualize the process. For example, imagine yourself confidently walking into a job interview and nailing every question, or signing a deal with a big company. Go over these things in your head and then go do them in real life. That's where the results will come from. Everything I have shared with you today will bring results. The only question is how many repetitions will it take for you to see them? That part is personal. Everyone's journey is different. There is no one size fits all. And let me say this again. It doesn't matter how smart you are, what kind of family you come from, what knowledge or financial background you have. What matters is that you believe in yourself and just keep doing the work every single day. Any crisis is always a chance to grow. That's how life works. We grow the most when we feel the worst. So start by accepting the situation. Say to yourself, yes, I'm in a hole, but that's okay. Start taking care of your body, get into sports. When your life feels like chaos, when everything is uncertain, this will bring you stability. Take control of your finances. Cut all unnecessary spending. Cover only your basic needs and only after that start thinking about building your dollar business. Share your own stories in the comments, your moments of hitting bottom and how you got out. What helped you, what held you back. It's always interesting to read, to learn from each other and to get inspired by someone else's journey. And yeah, if this video was helpful, share it with a friend who might need to hear these words right now. Believe in yourself. See you soon, guys. Thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you find it helpful and insightful. Bye bye.